This panel contains the breakers and the fuses for both the 110 AC and the 12 volt DC. So here are your 110 breakers, and here are your fuses for all of your 12 volt. Now, in this particular setup, this also contains, underneath down here, contains the converter, which is essentially a AC to DC charger. Now, back in 2004, we weren't using lithium batteries, so this one is specifically set up for deep cycle lead acid batteries. But there's a fix. Let me show you. Alrighty, and here is the solution. It's made by Vevor, and it is a replacement converter. But this particular unit not only charges lead acid, but it will also charge the lithium batteries, including the LiFePo4s, which is what we're using. And this particular unit is a 55 amp. So it's really simple. You can see right here, it has the 3 modes. And what we'll do, which I've already done, is click this switch all the way over to the lithium. And now, when I reinstall it into the panel, you'll be ready to go with the 300 amp hour LiFePo4 battery that we'll be using. So let's get it installed. Now remember, we've got the 12 volt battery disconnected, and we've got the motorhome unplugged. Okay, this cable comes in from the battery, and this green, the black one is the positive from the battery, and the green is the negative from the battery. Now, I want to give you guys a full 100% disclaimer here. I have been an RV technician for years, 30 plus years. So I am certified in doing this electrical work. Doing this on your own is risky, and you're going to be doing it at your own risk. So my advice to you, when it comes to the electrical part of any of the DIY, you need to get a professional to do it. Okay? That being said, I'm a professional, so let's do this. now that I've got this pulled out and I've got the replacement sitting here, you can see that it is not a direct plug and play. If it was a direct plug and play, the fan, which is mounted on the side here, there would be a access on the end, but it's not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just not use the metal case. See where the converter is in here. If this was a direct plug and play, we would slide this out and slide this in. But because, like I said, because the fan vent is in the wrong location, we are just going to basically get rid of this. And this is a contained area in here, and you can see the back of this is all contained. So what we're going to do is just secure that something like that, and then move right along. We couldn't put a screw in the back to keep it from doing that. I probably will. All right, next it's just a matter of, these are the AC. This is a neutral, a ground, and the positive, or the hot wire. And these bigger wires are the 12-volt DC. All right, and there you have it. The new AC to DC charger, which is known as a converter in the RV world, is installed. And this will allow us to charge a lithium iron phosphate battery. And the battery of my choice, and what we're going to put in here, is a Renogy Mini Core 300 amp hour LiFePo4 battery. So, let's get to it. So we've got two 100 amp hour lead acid deep cycle batteries, and we're going to be replacing those with my Renogy Mini Core 300 amp hour LiFePo4 battery. So now it's just a matter of pulling these old ones out. I do have the motorhome unplugged from 110 volts, so the converter will not be trying to put a charge into this. So now I'm just going to take my time and remove all these cables. One of the really nice side advantages about going from a lead acid battery to a LiFePo4 is the weight. My 300 amp hour battery weighs less than one of these lead acids. So that reduces the overall weight to the motorhome, which makes everything just that much more efficient. All right, so basically we just cleaned this out. We took the pieces that held the lead acid batteries in. I'm going to use the foam that came out of the box that the battery was shipped in to place it in the bottom to create a real nice base for the battery. And what that'll also do is in the winter, it'll help insulate it. And this is going to be a good tight fit. All right. Let me show you. Now we're going to take this Renogy Mini Core Deep Cycle Lithium Iron Phosphate, which is the LiFePo4. And this is a 12 volt, 300 amp hour battery. And it's so nice because these batteries used to be huge to get 300 amp hours. Now we're, you know, technology is improving so vastly that this small battery is now 300 amp hours. So that's fantastic. It allows for things like this upgrade to the motorhome. So let's spin this bad boy around and get her down in there. It's going to be a tight fit into the foam, not into the metal box, but into the foam. Good tight fit still. All right, down in there we go. And it's still low enough that it's not going to be anywhere near the step here. All righty. Now we just got to hook it back up. Nice and solid. Okay. Switch the battery around to the terminals on this end because the negative cable wouldn't reach. Now it will. So you always hook up the positive first. Now, because we are going to be changing this cable once we get the solar and everything in, I'm not going to worry about putting any dielectric grease on here right now. But let's get this nice and tight. But not overly tight. Pull this up here to give us a little insulation value. Okay. Now we're going to bring the negative cable over. And the change that we'll have to make when we go to the solar is we're also going to put in a monitoring device for the system, probably a Victron. But this cable will then have to go to a shunt instead of the chassis ground. So, for now, we're just going to use it like this. All right, and again, tight, but not too tight. Alrighty. Now we can put the step back on. See what kind of clearance we got. I think we're good to go.